You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Chiro Sushi, Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, California Jam, Move Well University, the Black Diamond Club, Pure Chiro Notes, the Chiro Dex app, Dr. Alok Trivedi, Chiro Spark, Chirogram, Chiropractic Wealth Management, 8 Weeks to Wellness, Integrative Freedom, and Element Mattresses. Let's hustle.
Hey guys, Jim Chester here with the Chiro Hustle podcast. This is a student edition. I have Eric Pinto. This guy is on fire. He's out at Life West. He's my first Life West chiropractic college student interview. So welcome to the show, Eric.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Hey, thanks for being here. Before we jump into your story, I'm going to throw a shout out to our sponsor today. That is Dane Donahue with 8 Weeks to Wellness. Give them 8 weeks and they'll give your life back to you. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, I think it's 8ww.com, 8weekstowellness.com. But Eric, let's talk about chiropractic, man. Yeah. I know you're a student. You're 10th try of 14. Is that right?
Quarters, but yeah.
Quarters, okay. 10 quarters. Sorry, I misspoke that. I'm used to the way that other schools have it. That they do tries, but we just do quarters. Mm-hmm. So how long does it take you to get the Doctor of Chiropractic degree out there?
There's two different tracks. There's a 12-quarter accelerated track, and then there's a 14-quarter regular track. I'm on the regular track, so I'm 10th of 14. Whereas if they're in the accelerated track, they do more classes early on, and they have a shorter total curriculum. So they're done in 3 years versus 3.5.
Okay. So you have to have your basic undergrad like most doctor programs?
Pretty much. Just get your prerequisites done, a lot of sciences, anatomy, all that stuff. But if you have a science background, like I had kinesiology, that pretty much covers it when you apply for the school. You don't have to get any extra stuff on top of that.
So did you find it challenging going through the undergrad part?
I went to Cal State Fullerton for undergrad. I mean, it was more exercise science based. There's some challenging aspects of that. But I mean, for me, that stuff was like super interesting. I mean, that stuff was all about increasing human performance in the athletic aspect. And it might have been challenging, but I had some fun doing it. And, it's interesting stuff to learn. It's definitely not microbio or biochem or anything like that.
So did you do that program before you knew you were going to get into the chiropractic program? Yeah,
actually, I was on the athletic training route. And, one day I was doing some volunteer hours and a chiropractor came to help out on the sidelines of a football game. And one of the athletes actually, was limping off the field. He didn't know if he was going to go back in the game, and the chiropractor helped him out a bit, and he came running out for the second half. And that actually just opened my eyes to the profession, like what the heck is this chiropractic stuff? And I really wanted to be able to do that for people, so that kind of opened the door for the profession for me.
So this is an interesting question too. I know I didn't script you for this, but when was your first chiropractic adjustment?
I want to say I was 20 years old, I believe, 2021. I'm 24 at the moment. And
so did that happen? Did that happen when you got into Chiro school?
No, right before. Actually, I used to see the interns at the Cal State Fullerton Health Center, which were interns from the LACC school. And I used to go get adjustments for like $5 or something like that. But I mean, for me, it was a bargain. I actually saw some good results getting adjusted, and for me, the philosophy and then the idea of vitalism and increasing not only human performance but human expression was totally the attracting factor.
That's cool, man. Yeah, we need more educated minds that come out with good philosophy and good adjusting skills. Mm-hmm. So let's turn back the clock a little bit. And why chiropractic? Why did you choose the chiropractic profession?
Well, actually, initially I chose it because I wanted to increase athletic performance. I saw what the work that chiropractor did for that athlete that game, how he's able to run out the second half after limping off the field the first half. I thought that was awesome. And actually, my old mentor, my late mentor, he introduced me to the concept of vitalism. I ran into him at a gym. He found out I was going to be a chiropractor, and he's like, "All right, I'm giving you some homework. Here are these Reggie Gold videos. Go home and watch these. We'll talk about them tomorrow." And that was the first time actually I actually learned what vitalism was. And after learning that, I just had this whole like fire for the profession that it was a lot more than just increasing, how fast a person can run or how fast that they recover. It's like full expression of life to the most optimum that you can, that you couldn't do without chiropractic. And that just blew my mind and set me on fire for sure.
That's cool, man. That's a really fun story. So I don't know if you know this, but sometimes people don't believe in chiropractic.
Yeah,
You know,
that was something that I kind of thought that was a factor in chiropractic when I first got into it, and I shadowed my old mentor, and I asked him, I was like, oh, so does it like work better if they believe in it? And he's like, nah, man, it works whether you believe in it or not. And I later found out that was a quote from Sid Williams, and he was just kind of dropping little knowledge bombs of Sid Williams and Reggie Gold quotes as I was shouting him around that day. And yeah, man, he was a big influence as far as my direction in chiropractic.
yeah, it's cool to be able to understand that the human body doesn't need any belief systems. It just needs to
Mm-hmm.
be in alignment.
Yeah, no help needs no help, just no interference, right?
Exactly, and that's it. Is what I've always heard is that the Life West students came out with good adjusting skills and good philosophy. So it's cool that you're understanding that those things are important to having a good good wholesome career as a chiropractor. Because those that don't have the philosophy or the adjusting skills, I think that they're not a complete chiropractor. And not to
Mm-hmm.
say that I'm trying to talk bad to people that don't get the big idea,
Mm-hmm.
but it really doesn't grow the profession in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of hurts a little bit.
And that's just it, is we need to have more docs that think on the vitalistic front and understand the ideas of, the philosophy of innate intelligence and the word subluxation, and to keep the profession strong. I think those things are really important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So you said that a mentor got you into chiropractic, and they gave you
Mm-hmm.
some Reggie Gold videos.
Yeah.
So did they influence you any other way, or is that where it ends?
No, so he was a Palmer grad. He graduated in 1973 from Davenport campus, and initially he had told me to go visit Palmer West, and I went and visited. I thought it was really cool, and I came back, and like literally just the day after I got back, he's like, "You got to go back to the Bay Area. You got to check out Life West." So I've been talking to some docs, and they've been saying Life West is a pretty cool place, and I went to go check it out. And I thought Palmer West was cool, but I came to Life West, and I just felt at home. The community was great. Um, Dr. Mary Lucas Flannery held a great Champions Weekend. I thought Dr. Brian Kelly's vision at the time was just awesome, and I just wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, I've always gotten along with Brian, and
Mm-hmm.
Mary Lucas Flannery is top notch. If you guys
Mm-hmm.
didn't catch her episode, she's two episodes ago on the Chiro Hustle podcast. But she teaches people how to be better communicators, how to market themselves better, how to have a better stance on the communication aspect of chiropractic.
Yeah, she's great. I got to spend a weekend with her. She did a little mini seminar of telling the story, and she gives a lot of great information and advice, and she's been a great influence for me as far as improving my communication.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like communicating chiropractic, you guys are really lucky to have her out there at Life
Mm,
West.
absolutely.
And I know she makes herself available to students all the time.
100%. She's awesome.
So that's really cool too. So we have you're now working on students. So
Hmm.
you're in the student clinic.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about how does that feel? How does it feel to take care of people that are in your quarter? Or is
It's
that right?
awesome. Yeah. Well, it's any other quarter that wants to get care in the health center, and it's really rewarding. I mean, it's like these are your friends that you get to take care of, and then see them get to heal without interference, and having that relationship built up prior. It's really rewarding to help somebody that you already have this relationship with and you care about, and you want to see them do better, and to actually see chiropractic work right before your eyes is pretty awesome on the people that you love and care about. So it's super rewarding for sure.
I know, because you probably put a lot of attention into learning your technique to make sure you're doing your adjustments properly, right?
Yeah, I'm a little obsessive about it actually, but yeah.
Well, it's like training your body. It's like, would you
Absolutely.
say you're into like personal training?
I used to do personal training before, and currently I do help lead some chiropractic specific workouts on Friday mornings, and to help myself actually, and it keeps me accountable, and it actually helps other people as well increase their endurance, power, sustainability as a chiropractor, and it's a lot of fun. So I get to still do personal training and apply it to chiropractic and help people out in the process. So it's a lot of fun.
That's really cool. So what's next for you? You get a chance to work on actually outpatients?
Yeah, I think I only need about 10 more adjustments. Or student adjustments. I have to check with the numbers lady. I don't know her job title. But yeah, 10 more adjustments, and then I can start seeing outpatients, and I got to go out there and start building some relationships. And yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to that, and being challenged, and feeling what it's like to be a doc, I guess.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Chiro Sushi, Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, California Jam, Move Well University, the Black Diamond Club, Pure Chiro Notes, the Chiro Dex app, Dr. Alok Trivedi, Chiro Spark, Chirogram, Chiropractic Wealth Management, 8 Weeks to Wellness, Integrative Freedom, and Element Mattresses. Let's hustle.
Yeah, I think that, you're in a very unique situation where you've done the work, you got your undergrad, you've done the work, you're, I'd say 80% done. And now you get a chance to actually serve the community and take care of people. And Lisa Tacky says, beautiful, can't wait till I can start serving. And, she's a chiropractic student over at McTimoney in Manchester, England.
Nice.
And, it's cool. It's cool because her episode really was the launch pad for this. We talked to her, and it seemed like, chiropractic students had a real story, and we're really tapping into the voice of the woman chiropractor right now. So it made sense for me to start doing woman student interviews, but I also wanted to make sure we were giving a good voice to the chiropractic student, period. So no gender specific, just trying to get the message out there. Mm-hmm. So let's see here. Let's talk up Life West a little bit. What do you like about it?
I think the first word that comes to mind is community. I was talking to you a little bit before. I don't know if it was in the pre-chat or at the beginning of the interview, but really the community of like-minded people that are just on fire for chiropractic and just like are down to go and train after school or early in the morning with the Adjusting Ninjas. We meet at 6 o'clock in the morning, or meet on the weekends and practice, or just like challenge each other in the communication aspect. Like, how would you, convince a patient to do chiropractic if, they heard it causes strokes? Like, how would you do that? And then just people that want to be great chiropractors. And I think that community aspect has really helped me grow. And we've really helped each other through the program. And, everybody has their own strengths. For me, mine might be more technique. So I help somebody with that. And then someone that might be more on the academic side, and they help me with that. And it's just this nice exchange of ideas and just helping each other out, get through the process so that we can be great chiropractors and serve. And yeah, that's the main thing that comes to mind. But in addition to that, the resources, like we talked about Dr. Mary Lucas Flannery, she's great in terms of helping students out with the storytelling aspect. There's a lot of docs in the area that provide help with technique, as far as technique seminars on campus. There's a lot of docs that are willing to help and teach about business and philosophy. And yeah, there's just so many resources here, and the community itself is just amazing.
Well, I'm going to switch into a little bit talking about some things you shared with me. You said that you're the first doctor of the family, and you'll be the first chiropractor of the family. How does that make you feel?
It's exciting, man. I've actually looked forward to being able to give back to my parents, my grandmother, my family, and I just can't wait to do that as a doctor. And I think that's going to be the most rewarding thing about the whole, is to like give them this great gift of being interference free and optimizing, their human physiology. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you, man. I think anytime I get a chance to talk to somebody that's out there on the front lines studying and learning and becoming a doctor, I think it's a very awesome place to be. And, my mom always used to tell me, you're only as good as the company you keep.
Yeah,
And now I hang out with about 5,000 doctors.
that's awesome.
Because,
Pretty.
yeah, I mean, that's just it, is like I get a chance to have access to the brightest people in the health profession.
Mhm.
And the people with the biggest hearts and the most ambition, and the ones that are out there waving the flag, I'm changing the damn world
Yeah.
type mentalities. And it's a special breed, the chiropractor. So I always admire what you guys do and how you guys have to go through a certain system. What's after school? What happens next?
As far as the specifics go, that's still kind of up in the works. I think I'd like to either be an independent contractor, or if I like the position of being associate somewhere, definitely do that. But I mean, I'm going to try to arm myself with the tools to open up my own practice. I just have to do some self-education in the process. But ideally, I just want to educate people. I mean, I think that's the main thing that's missing is people don't really understand what our profession's all about. And just going out to like high schools, universities, schools, and start educating people early before there's this negative stigma about what we do. And who knows, like maybe that education would lead to more chiropractors coming into the profession and changing the world as well. So I think that's like one of my main goals.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, man. I think there's a lot of ambition to get the future chiropractor started, and to get the profession growing more, and to get
Mm.
more people enrolled to become doctors, because there's some sayings out there that if everybody were to utilize chiropractic right now, there aren't enough chiropractors to take care of the population.
Mm.
So we have to grow with abundance, but we also have to make sure that the ones that do finish school become successful and have good quality
Yeah,
careers, to where we don't lose chiropractors to failure. And
absolutely.
that's a sore spot for me. And that's really the group Chiro Sushi that I'm a part of. That's
Mm.
really why the Chiro Sushi group started, was to give resources to the future chiropractors to where they knew how to be successful,
Mm.
have resources for that. So, I think that this whole group of chiropractic, the ideas that are floating around right now, some will stick, some will go away, but I think that the future is going to be a much stronger profession than what
Mm.
I've known it to be for the past 8 years or 10 years.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. And I think this group, at least my generation, the millennial chiropractor generation, I think there's going to be a lot more tolerance in terms of, um, I'm hoping at least it's going to be a lot less in terms of the technique wars, and more tolerance and unity as far as the chiropractic profession goes. And I think it's going to give a lot more opportunity for growth.
Well, I also think that there's a lot of events out there that are all over the country that give people the opportunity to build community, and to
Mm.
have fellowship, and to learn, and to re-educate themselves, and to
Mm.
learn the new narratives that they need to start speaking to each other. Like you said, like you see
Mm.
this happening, and I do too. And I think that, as we develop more, I think it's going to move faster with
Mm.
the information age. Like, I
Yeah.
think since Instagram's been blowing up, and I think since Facebook has been really, going full steam ahead with chiropractors, like actually pushing the message harder, I think
Mm.
we've made up a lot of ground in the past 3 years, just with
Mm.
Facebook and Instagram and social media.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, we're making up a lot of ground for like, old confused times. We're telling
Mm.
more truth, and we're getting more information out there, and more people are getting connected.
Absolutely.
So, I know we're coming up on the end of our time together, but where do you see yourself in the chiropractic profession in 5 years?
It's a great question. Obviously, a thriving practice to start. Getting involved with, again, educating the public, and like you're saying, really taking advantage of that social media platform to get the message out. And I think, at the bare minimum, those are the things that I think it's a responsibility for us to do, as chiropractors in profession, is educate, spread the right message, and really grow the profession from the inside out. I mean, no one else is going to do it but us, and I'm happy to take that responsibility on.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's a really good answer, and I do think that, when you reiterate the same thing, you get a fundamental idea of strength. And when you start seeing the future as something to be successful and run a good practice and to help your community, I think those are the things that most people want. And it sounds like you've built yourself a good team around you and a good tribe, and you have good mentors, and you're going and getting a good education. Now the next question is there anything that you would share with somebody, maybe your younger self, before you got into chiropractic, or somebody out there that's going through a program? Is there anything, maybe some advice that you could share with them?
I would say seek to understand more and just keep yourself open. I think even if you have like a preference for like a path that you're going to go on, ask questions about things that are unfamiliar to you, and just seek to learn more and just soak up knowledge. I think that's the main thing, is like we can always know more, and we can always, the more we know, the more we can provide, for sure. But yeah, I think more knowledge about more things will make us more well-rounded and be able to be better chiropractors.
Yeah, you're right, man. So I guess at this point, is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to share with us?
No, man, I think that's a pretty good interview. Those are great questions, and I feel like we covered a fair amount.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for being my guest today on the Chiro Hustle live stream. This is our student edition. We have future Dr. Eric Pinto here with me. We talked a lot about cool ideas, why chiropractic, what he's going to be up to in the future. And I'm just going to close out saying thank you to our sponsor. Thank you, Dane Donahue, with 8 Weeks to Wellness. If you give them 8 weeks, they can give your life back to you. So have a blessed rest of your day, Eric.
Thanks, you too. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Cheers.
All right, take care.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.